Welcome back everyone to Totalist India, or soon to be Totalist India, where we will be helping out with our shadow army of socialism, the CSA. And yeah, just quickly go ahead and see what we can do. Wow, there's a lot of National Guardsmen in Baltimore. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually insert ourselves here, west. Our objective right now is to surround Washington, D.C., or even take Washington, D.C., and surround these units in Baltimore and this little piece of Delaware. And, you know, against this we have Eisenhower's National Guardsmen. So, nothing too major, just a militia division. But still, it's going to take a while to punch through them with our own weak divisions. And we're going to need to basically get as much damage done to the Americans as fast as possible, because the Americans are strengthened by 4 ticks of the sliders. So they're not going to be easy to defeat. As you can see, they have a lot of units basically straddled all over the place, and yeah, we're going to need to get some early victories in against them, because combined syndicates eventually are just going to get outmatched. Well, it depends. If we can hold on to some of our factories, then we're going to be in a good shape. But, of course, the Americans actually seem to have quite a lot. It's also going to depend on what the Pacific states try to do. So the Second International Congress. Our British comrades have confirmed their readiness to host the Second International Congress in London. It is time for the Republic to confirm its confirmation. Of course, we shall attend. That's also one of the places where we can get some good events, such as the Phalansteers, I believe, to give us some industrial aid, and also the Anglo-Indian Trade Agreement. We might try to do that soon enough. Okay, at least our forces are punching through the enemy, thanks to the help of the Americans. And yeah, the enemy are just the Delaware National Guard, but they've been reinforced by the Tunis garrison from National France. Of course, everybody's sending in their volunteers. This is maximum difficulty, so everybody is giving it their full. The French Republic is trying to help out their American counterparts against us. While of course, we, the Communist France, and the Soviet Republic are doing the same. Now, we don't have enough rifles to send some Lend-Lease to the Americans, but if we did, then we would be sending Lend-Lease as well. Okay, so it looks like our units are actually gaining some good experience in the fighting, which is pretty great. These units are definitely going to come back a whole heck of a lot stronger than the rest of our armies. Probably some good levels of experience now. Yeah, let's actually just speed it up, because right now we have a pretty stalemated position. We need to give it a little bit of a whirl. What's going on around the world? Oh, well, good. Mexico declared war on the United States. Looks like we are still just separatists, and that's going to help out indirectly the CSA as well, considering more United States forces are going to have to make the trek to Mexico instead of fight around our borders. And there we are. So it looks like we also increased our stability, which is fine. And finally, we're going to be able to break through the American and French lines and hopefully surround Washington. Washington itself is empty, so let's try to take it with our... oh, damn it. Okay, let's try to take Washington, although with the urban terrain, it's not going to be easy. Once the Orisa Rifles join the attack, though, it's not going to work because of the American forces redeploying into the area. We're going to need to... yeah, the Americans are pulling out their forces from Baltimore, seeing as they're about to get surrounded. The AI sometimes is very, very smart in Knights of Iron IV. Well, maybe not very, very smart, but decently smart. Now, one thing that we could do is try to put our forces at this like choke point that the Americans have to try to surround all of the American forces in Virginia and Kentucky. But okay, for now, that is not much of a problem. Question of Indian elites. So, as the economic recovery continues in the Bharatiya Commune, one issue we're repeatedly encountering is that the cultural elites that remain even after the changes to the social order following the Civil War. Oh, right, we have already read most of this. It's not uncommon for the lower classes to give them deference, even when the law is in their favor. These elites are often ignoring laws, requiring them to work with those that see beneath them, and hold on to precious resources even when they are required to give them up. Gaining compliance will be tricky, considering many of our citizens take a blind eye to their transgressions. So force them to comply by force if necessary. Offer incentives to the elites to work with the new order. Or we need the resources, promote the willing to good positions. To me, the good course of action seems to be forcing them to comply, giving us some more political power. Of course, national unity loss isn't the best possible thing, but that's fine. Yeah, this requires all of these. That's not very good. We, however, need these factories as early as possible. I wonder what the Anglo-Indian trade agreement is going to end up doing. Well, I'm gonna take the Anglo-Indian trade agreement for now, because that may be very, very advantageous for us. Let's attack these hills. Actually, it's a mountain, so we're not gonna be able to break through there. Who knows, maybe like this we can take Washington. And also with the support of all these militias, we're gonna have a good time. The problem is they're gonna be reinforced by the garrisons. Ooh, well that's good. So we're still 3 versus 1. Actually 4 versus 1. And now we can take Washington. I think we're gonna be able to easily, you know, kind of sweep aside any American units that come in and reinforce their positions. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna be doable. And there we are. So that's the end of the second international meeting. And of course that gives us some more relations with everybody. That's just fine. Okay, radio technology. Now we do have a bonus towards excavation research. And we do have some resources. But I don't think we need to use our precious little research time to research excavation now. Still not a very good idea. We're gonna go with... What are we going to go with? I would like motorized. Is there anything motorized in here? Well, yeah, but it's gonna take a long time. Let's just get the motorized out of the way as quickly as possible. And it looks like Burma in the end did not really turn into a syndicalist country, so that's not the best. Come on. How long are we gonna have to wait to have Washington, D.C.? 27 days. Well, that's gonna take a while. And of course there's a Spanish Civil War as well. Can we send volunteers to Spain as well? Yes, we can. 2 more divisions. Which of these divisions should be those 2? Well, the 1st Rifle Division and the 6th Rifle Divisions are the ones that are full of equipment. Although, doesn't seem like a good idea to send them overseas because they are not exactly the best divisions of all time. So I guess we're just gonna repeat our setup of earlier. So a mounted rifle division and a rifle division. Let's see. Jungle Rat, Trickster, or Panzer Leader. I'd rather go with Trickster. And there we are. They're also going to be helpful to the Spanish cause. We really need to take Washington, however. It's taking forever because of our sort of low quality divisions. But eventually it's going to be ours. And then we're going to have Baltimore surrounded. After that, we're going to redeploy our troops to basically the outskirts of St. Louis to try to seal this gap and surround all these Americans in the east. But that's going to take a while. And so far, I'm not sure there's actually any fighting going on in Spain. Well, we're going to see once we get there. And finally, Washington is falling. So the National Guards are buckling. We can finally get our own men in there. Yes, good. Come on. Okay, good. So we are now in Spain. 2 divisions. Are the Carlists the main danger, or are the monarchists? Well, they're both monarchists, but is the kingdom or the Carlists the bigger danger? I'm guessing that the kingdom is the bigger danger, so let's help the CNT take out the Carlists first. Although the terrain up here, if I recall correctly, is actually pretty bad. Yeah, forests, mountains, hills. Although we could try with the hills. Marching along to Burgos. Yeah, let's try that. And there we are. Fall of Washington. Good. So our militias, or well, actually our army is in control of Washington. Let's try to take out the unit in Baltimore. If we can take these guys out, then we're gonna have a oh, MacArthur is around. Okay. If we can take out this infantry division, then we're gonna have a lot more syndicate armies that can help out in other areas, and a more secure rear line. Come on. And of course Baltimore does have some factories in it, so that's going to help the CSA's industrial strength. Okay, how's everything looking in Spain? Ooh. Not sure this is going to be an easy thing to break through. Let's try to help out in attacking these divisions from the kingdom. That should be doable. And we've almost managed to take out Baltimore, although the Mounted Orisa rifles need to rest a little bit. And then they'll be sent straight back into the action so that they can help finish off. Actually, don't need that anymore. Good. So Baltimore's infantry division, the Indian Head, is going to go down. There we are. And Baltimore is back under the control of the workers. Good. So let's send our units back down to the outskirts of St. Louis, where the next decisive battle against the American government is going to be fought. Let's take a look at Spain, though. Okay, so we're going to break through their lines. However, it's not really that much of a important thing. We need to be able to break through the Carlists. If we can break through these Carlists like this, damn, their forces are actually not that bad. We're not going to be able to break through them. Yeah, we really need to be able to break through the Carlists, but we're not going to be able to do that. And also, looks like a lot of international support is happening to come toward the aid of the Kingdom of Spain. So perhaps we should be trying to take out the Kingdom first. Whoa, already? Damn. That's not a good idea, Italy. It's just not a very good idea. What shall we do? What shall we do? We shall get computing machine or what? No, we're gonna get interwar artillery. Let's see, can we help out in taking on the Spanish army division? Probably. What kind of terrain are we in? Hills. Yeah, it looks like all throughout Spain this is gonna be hard fighting. You are gonna be you're gonna be helping out there. And it looks like the Americans are actually pushing back the AUS forces in some way. Ooh, hold on. So the Council of Princes dissolved. From the south, news has arrived that the political situation in the Princely Federation is quickly eroding. The Nizam of Hyderabad, Osman Ali Khan, today dissolved the Council of Princes, setting himself up as the sole head of the government. Rumors are afloat that there is a great amount of southern princes that are deeply offended at such a unilateral show of arrogance. While some characterize the Nizam's illusion of grandeur as nothing but a play for power, some foreign experts speculate that the imminent confrontation might soon erupt between various nominally independent princely states within the Federation. An opportunity for us, then? Well, yes, actually it is an opportunity for us. So, let's pull our divisions to the border with the Princelies. Just in case, you know. Just in case something happens and we may need to exploit that. So we have the Anglo-Indian Trade Agreement. Now let's focus on getting up some military industry, because that is going to be crucial towards improving our armies. Let's make rifle production the priority. So we're going to have 4 more factories. Yeah, so far rifles are definitely the priority because we're not in a very good position when it comes to that. Okay, there we are. So the problem here is that we're on the other side of a river. And so it's going to be hard to take on even just a National Guard division. Especially also because the Americans have air superiority. Ooh, hold on. Hold the fort. Hold the fort, hold the fort. That is an empty prop. Ah, god damn it. See, let's try to just have a coup and take this province while they're... Yeah, well, they're actually being attacked, okay? So, trading tea for arms. R.H. Tawney, the man who had ensured cordial relations between Calcutta and London in the chaotic days during the collapse of the British Empire, has arrived once more in India. He brings the greetings of our dear proletarian friends in the Union of Britain, and promises a new and empowered industrial cooperation between the working people of our nations. Tawney himself oversaw the first nascent dispatch of British railway engineers with his own roots firmly planted in the soil of India. He's determined to ensure that his new round of cooperation develops successfully. All that remains is for our government to name its request in exchange for London's technical support. So we can either request industrial and engineering aid, requesting aid to establish a People's Air Force, or a People's Navy. Okay, right, that's where you got that Air Force thing. I think that we should focus on getting some industrial and engineering aid first, so that we can become so we can become the strongest industrial power on the subcontinent. Because while it would be nice to have a Air Force or a Navy, so far it's not going to be the most immediately important thing to think about. Let's put our guys really now. Okay, we are... Oh, damn it! We were so close to getting into this province without any problems. But, of course, now the American Air Force is going to be able to intervene, which is not good. Still, it's only 1 militia, so we are basically in the most... Oh, god damn it. We can't know who has air superiority because we're not at war technically. Anyway, this is gonna take forever if we're gonna be able to win. Which actually, yeah, we're gonna be able to win with the support of the American militias. But the Americans are also gonna get their own support, so I'm not quite sure on this. And even in Spain, things aren't looking the best. Resistance of the elites. You know, how about that industrial support, my friend? Are you gonna be calling back with that? We need your industrial support, my friend. Damn. Oh, there we are. So syndicalism spreads to Burma. So we have the Union of Burma. And we should hopefully gain them as a buddy-buddy. There should be an event happening pretty soon. There we are. Burmese Republic ascends to the Indian Union. In Burma, the corrupt Kumbang dynasty has been toppled by a coalition of protesting workers, students, and an army refusing to carry out the order to massacre the leaders' peaceful demonstrations. Power now resides with a provisional Burmese government, still infant in its position and beleaguered to the east by a hostile Siam. Within the new government, a fraction led by U Ottoma has taken absolute control and has begun arguing for a reunification of the Burmese state with the naturally legal heir to the British Raj, namely our revolutionary Calcutta. A sizable part of the Burmese state agrees with the proposition, hoping that united under one red banner, we may obtain emancipation, not only for the workers and peasants of the Bengal, Orissa, Assam, and Burma, but all of India's oppressed working men and women. The cabinet will have to make its decision swiftly, lest popular support for the union evaporate. So this is the annexation. This is them becoming our puppet. Burma is nothing but the smelly armpit of the continent. Well, this would be nice because of extra political power and becoming, them becoming our puppet. We gain cores on their lands. We annex them. So thank you very much. We're gonna take the annexation. And while it looks like there's been a little bit of damage dealt to the infrastructure of some of these areas by, the civil unrest. It's mostly just empty mountains, but there's some industry in there as well. This jumps up our factories to 27. And also, certainly last but not least, there's an army. So they have an army, and some of these aren't bad. We're gonna need to change that name up though. Royal Guards Division, more like Red Guards Division. Okay. The Military Police, the Yangon Division, Infantry. Yeah, just looks like they have some interesting units. Yeah, okay. We need to also cancel these infantry types because they're going to be worthless. Nobody needs these. There we are. So they're fully integrated. We're going to need to defend a couple of ports though. So Sitwe and Yangon. They also have a... No, that's just an airbase. I thought they had an air force. Good. Let's keep the Upper Burma Battalion defending Rangoon and the Sitwe Battalion defending Sitwe. That does seem to have a logic to it. That rings logically. And then everybody else is going to be pushed along in the army. So far, I'm going to keep them in Calcutta, but who knows what other things I can do with them later. Okay, how's our attack going? Looks like they brought in some reinforcements. And we're still kind of winning. But it's not going as well as it was before. And with the Air Force jumping in, looks like our allies kind of lost stomach for this fight. Not the best possible thing. We need to find some way to get ourselves across this river. This godforsaken river. And syndicalism prevails in Ukraine. Okay, so after a perilous month at sea, the development aid we asked from our friends in Britain has finally arrived at the docks of Calcutta. such a huge boost to our state, we might just be able to crush the reactionaries throughout the subcontinent, from the Khyber Pass to Cape Comorin. So from the Khyber Pass, might be like over here, to Cape Comorin. Is that like this? Yeah, probably. So behold the power of proletarian cooperation. So minus 10% consumer goods factories and 2 research bonuses for industry. I would have preferred just cold hard factories, but that's fine, honestly. Minus 10% consumer good factories. Ooh, actually we have a lot of consumer good factories, so this is actually a very, very useful little thing. And we need to repair these infrastructure areas. Of course, the Americans brought in help. However, our friends over here are pushing against the Minnesota National Guard. So if we can help them out there and break the Minnesota National Guard with an attack from multiple flanks, then we're going to be across whatever river this is. And that's going to be crucial because then we're going to be able to just have a clear line of sight towards the 11th National Guard Division. Which is all that we were hoping for this entire time. Let's see if we can help out in the attack against the International Capitalist Brigades over here. But not much, not many results. In fact, it looks like the Spanish Civil War is basically just a stalemate. Huh, the Soviets sent assistance. Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard to break the Carlists because they've received assistance from a heck of a lot of different parties, as you can see. Which isn't going to be good because that gives them a heck of a lot less of production cost in their infantry equipment and more planning speed, and organization. So not a good thing overall. And the Kingdom of Spain is definitely going to be easier to take out. It's not going to be easy to take them out in any capacity, since they do have the regular army on their side. Okay. Here we are still pushing in with the Orisa rifles, but it's not doing as well as it could be. Okay, downfall and stability. With recent lack of political power, our country's stability has been weakened and whatever, but go away. So, Osman Ali Khan's autocratic ambitions and hubris have finally driven the southern princes into open revolt. For the second time in a decade, the Hindu rulers of Mysore and Travancore waver in their oaths of loyalty towards their nominal overlord. Kannada and Malayam troops have already openly engaged army units loyal to the Hyderabad government, whilst the federal apparatus of the state in the south has been thrown into absolute disarray. While it risks provoking the Nizam into open war with us, and perhaps the Dominion of India, this could be an opportune time to seize... Fuck you, go away. No, okay, good. This might be an opportune time to seize nearby Nagpur, which lies just across our border. Chances are good that the Nizam is too busy to respond and will simply let it go. So we're gonna send some forces in to occupy Namur. And they declared war. Well, this is a good time as any to stop this Let's Play for now. So I want to thank y'all for watching. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll send these units to the front right now. I'll see you soon with more India. And as always, if you enjoyed, drop a like, then drop a dislike. Have a nice fun.